What's going on, YouTube? It's your girl Sha, and welcome back to the Shaa'Vaee Show. So today I'm going to be reviewing Greenleaf Season 4, Episode 6, titled The Stranger. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into it. Okay, so the Greenleafs finally meet AJ. Grace put her foot down and she said, you know what, enough is enough. I'm telling y'all about my son. So, I will say that I was kind of surprised at the reaction to them hearing that Gigi had a son. So I thought that they were going to give Gigi hell, but things went the complete different direction, okay? So before we get into how the family meets AJ, let me give you backstory on, what happened, what leads up to that point. So AJ and Gigi have an argument because, last episode, AJ was just like, I'm tired of being your secret. Next time someone asks me who I am, I'm telling them. So Grace starts to feel guilty and she starts to feel, a little bit bad for her choice to keep AJ a secret. So she decides to tell her mother. And, now she's trying to get things ready so AJ can meet the family. So she's calling AJ. AJ's not answering his phone. So she finally gets in contact with AJ. And he calls her from a police station. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. AJ's been out of jail for a little over a month. And looks like he's going back in. So Grace goes down to the police station to see what's going on with AJ. Come to find out, there is a video surveillance of someone who fits the description of AJ, I must say, who was in a pharmacy stealing pills. Okay, so he guilt trips Grace into lying for him. So Grace ends up lying for him, and the detective is like, are you sure, ma'am? Like, Grace, are you sure? Are you sure you want to go this route and say that, lie for your son and say that you were with him? Although this video, I'm pretty sure this is him in the video. So, whatever. Grace and AJ, they think, they got over on the police officer for a short period of time. So then the police officer, the detective, shows up to the Greenleaf house. And this is during the same time that AJ is meeting the family for the first time. So the detective comes in and he starts talking about the case and about Grace signing papers saying that this is the truth, this is what happened. AJ was with her. He was in fact not out stealing pills. And of course Lady Mae and the bishop get a whiff of the conversation that's going on. So Lady Mae is not happy about this. And even before that, Lady Mae, it just did not trust AJ. She knows he's a criminal because Gigi told her that. So Lady Mae was asking the maid to put away all their valuable possessions, okay? So Lady Mae didn't trust AJ from the get-go. So after the detective leaves and AJ comes back after, hanging out with Zora in her cabin and smoking. I didn't know Zora smoked, but anyhow, I must have missed that. Anyway, so Lady Mae straight up just cuts to the chase and she's like, AJ, did you steal those pills? What did you do? And I want to hear it from your mouth. So many things keep happening. It's interrupting their conversation and it's kind of like delaying AJ's response or trying to throw everything is just getting thrown off track because so many people are interfering and coming in and saying hi to AJ. It's just too much is going on. But Lady Mae is not letting up and she's like, I don't care how many interruptions we have. I need to know what you did. I need to know if you did it. And she's just explaining to AJ, listen, I'm not trying to be mean to you, but this is family, okay? I can either be the best resource that you have, or I can be your worst enemy. But if you want to be family and you want me to trust you, you have to let me know exactly what you did, okay? Grace is over here sweating because she knows in her heart that AJ is lying, but she is just really trying to be a mother to him. And it's just not working. This relationship between the two it's just not working. So Lady Mae eventually, you know how grandmothers are. Grandmothers will look you right in your eye. They will dig right in your soul to the point where you just feel like you don't know if you want to cry, you don't know if you want to scream, you don't know if you want to confess. So instead, AJ runs out because Lady Mae is eye to eye with him and she is not letting up. The bishop too, But Lady Mae is more focused on trying to get the truth out of him than anyone else is. So AJ winds up storming out, and he goes back to his apartment. He packs his bags and he tells Grace, I have to leave, I have to go. So while he's packing, at this point, Grace is just helpless. This is not the first time that AJ has threatened to pack his stuff and leave. But this time, it seems more serious, and Grace is helpless because she knows that this might be the best thing for him to do, because now that he's in trouble with the law and he's getting Grace into, you know, his troubles, it's just causing too much. You know, too much is going on. And then she saw how her family reacted to finding out that he stole the pills and that he was arrested. So things are just too much. So AJ packs his bags and he decides to leave. Of course, Grace's heart is broken, or, you know, she feels some type of way about it. But at this point, what could you do, you know? My only question is, okay, Grace was giving AJ all of this money. So AJ, where was the money going toward? Like, what were you using it for? Like, are you a drug addict? Because he gives me drug addict vibes. Alcoholic drug addict vibes. But it's like, I don't know what you're using the money for. Did you buy the drugs? You ran out, so you went to go steal from the pharmacy because Grace wasn't giving you enough money? Like, what's the situation? So hopefully next episode, we get a little bit more detail about the robbery, okay? So, moving along. Let's talk about Jacob. Or should I say, Pastor Holyfield. So unfortunately, Jacob has been released from the Red Devils basketball team because Dante was released from them, so he no longer has a job as his mentor, and he was also released from Calvary. So it's back to the basics for Jacob. You know, he has to start all over again, and I just feel really bad for him because I think Jacob is a really good preacher and he could be a good person, okay? So Phil is the one to break the news to Jacob that his services are no longer needed at Calvary because the video of Dante's fight that he had last episode went viral and Jacob was in the middle of it. Although Jacob was not fighting, Jacob was just breaking up the fight. But of course, you know, it just any little thing to get the Greenleafs out. Harmony, Hope, Phil, Bob, whatever, they're using that against them. So Phil's the one to break the news to Jacob, and he says to Jacob, not every son of a preacher is anointed. Some are just, you know, like regular people. Some are just, they just exist. And I'm like, Phil just really, you know, he really oversteps so many boundaries. And it's just like, I understand you want to get your shine, but this is not the way to go about it, okay? You barking up the wrong tree. Let's just say that. He's barking up the wrong tree. So, it also seems like Jacob is missing Tasha Skanks. And I say that because he has his phone out and he's looking at her phone number. And it looks like he's contemplating whether to dial her number or not. And then in comes his wife, Carissa. Oh, let's talk about Carissa. Carissa, y'all, this episode, Carissa and Charity, per the usual, y'all already know how I feel about those two, okay? So Carissa is crying broke to the buyer, the person who bought the land, who is also, and I believe his business is funded by Harmony and Hope. So she's crying broke to him, talking junk about Jacob, saying stuff like, oh, well, I want to move out of his parents' house and blah, blah, blah. You know, just spilling all her business to this unknown man, right? So she asks the man, the guy, I need to get his name. I'm really bad when it comes to shows and names because there's so many different characters. But anyway, so Carissa asks the buyer, what's it gonna cost, you know, to keep this on the hush? Basically, keep the fact that, keep it a secret that his business is funded by Harmony and Hope. So it seems like in exchange, he wants to hang out with Carissa and he wants to, you know, do other stuff with her. So he ends up giving Carissa a check to buy the house. Okay? Ends up giving Carissa a check to buy the house because she's crying broke to him. So at this point, Carissa, you know, and then he's filling Carissa's head with all of these ideas and, oh, I could treat you this way, I could treat you that way. You know, stuff that women that are vulnerable like Carissa at this point would love to hear. Right? Okay, so things start to pick up, and Carissa wants to celebrate the signing with Jacob. And she wants to go out and have drinks, have fun. And Jacob is like, oh, I can't make it. We got to change plans because Gigi has a son that we don't know about. He's here. I want to go meet him. So instead of Jacob celebrating with his wife, which was kind of foul, he goes to meet AJ. So Carissa's so bitter, so upset that Jacob did not come with her. So she decides to call up the buyer and take him up on his offer, because he offered to take her out sometime and told her to contact him. And she's like, oh, I will, but maybe I'll contact you when the check clears. So this was her perfect opportunity to meet up with the guy, right? So she meets up with the buyer, and one thing leads to another. They start drinking. She's still talking junk about Jacob, and it looks like they start bumping and grinding in the office, okay? Carissa, I'm disappointed. I know Jacob done cheated in the past and he done did his dirt, but I'm disappointed in you. Anyway, she goes home after bumping and grinding on this sweaty man that she doesn't even know. And it looks like when she's getting ready to get in the shower to wash off her sins, it looks like she's a little bit upset, or she's a little bit like, damn, what did I just do? I can't believe I just did that. Did I just do that? What if Jacob finds out? That's what's going through her head right now. That's what I think is going through her head. It looks like that's what it looked like on her face. So that's where Carissa is, okay? So now you got Bishop James and Lady Mae. It looks like they are going strong right now. They're trying to get back on a good page with, their relationship and with one another. They end up, cuddling, and Bishop James gets to sleep in Lady Mae's bed in her chambers on her side of the house for the first time, I think, in months. So it looks like that they are just, trying to reunite and get back together. And I think that having Calvary be taken away from them, although we want them to have the church back, I feel like it's also giving them an opportunity to come closer together, because they, at this point, neither one of them have anything really, any type of commitment to something outside of their relationship. So it gives them the perfect opportunity to, reconnect with each other and to fall back in love. So I really hope that, things work out for them. Last, but certainly not least, Charity. When I say I am done with you, I am done with you. Okay? Oprah, whoever wrote the script, the producers, management, I'm letting y'all know right now, I'm done with Charity. Okay? Y'all are smart, because Charity's a good character. This is a good character, but I cannot stand Charity. Let's just get right into it. So Charity winds up telling Phil everything. I mean, she spills the beans on every detail pertaining to Grace and AJ. I mean, down to the detectives coming over, down to the video, all of that stuff, right? So as she's giving this information to Phil, not to mention she recorded the conversation that was held at the Greenleaf household. It was supposed to be a confidential, obviously, conversation. And Lady Mae specifically told Charity, this stays between us. Not loyal. Okay. So, like I said, she tells Phil everything. And she doesn't forget to mention to Phil, listen, we can do whatever we have to do to take Grace down, but let's leave AJ alone, because he's already been through enough. Charity, is that you trying to tell us that you have a heart? That's bullcrap, okay? Grace is your sister, and I understand y'all don't like Grace because y'all feel like ever since she came to town and started, living in the house, things have just gone sideways. I understand that, but you are dead wrong, okay? So her and Phil now are living in this Beauty and the Beast type of fairy tale, and they feel like if they get Grace out, both of them are somehow going to be on top. God does not like ugly, okay? And I'm not talking about appearance-wise. I'm talking about your heart. Your heart is ugly, Charity. Your heart is ugly, Phil. That's why it's not going to work out for you. It's just not. It's just not. Let's just be honest. It's not. It's not going, this, whatever plan that the two of you have, it's not going to work out. So, let's put the icing on top of the cake. Let's put the cherry on top, as a matter of fact. So they start kissing and humping and touching on each other. And Jacob looks through Phil's glass door in his office and sees them kissing and all over each other. So now Jacob was probably going to do his own investigation because he saw Charity coming out of his office earlier that day. And now you're in his office kissing on him. Just wait until Jacob puts 2 and 2 together. And then Charity doesn't even know that Jacob is no longer AP. So if Phil really was rocking with you like that, why didn't he just automatically promote you to AP after Jacob left? You know? The Greenleaf household is in an uproar right now, y'all. We gotta pray. We gotta pray. We gotta meet every Monday night for a group prayer so that we can pray for the Greenleaf household, because things are just not looking too good for this family, okay? For trying to get their church back, they got a new member of the family who's stealing and is probably, you know, a drug addict, or who knows. It's just too much going on in the Greenleaf household, y'all, so we gotta start a prayer group. Thank y'all again for rocking with your girl. I will be back next week to talk more Greenleaf because it is getting so good. So if you haven't already done so, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe, and I will see y'all later. See y'all. Bye-bye.